The car engine gave a violent shudder and died completely, leaving them stranded on a lonely stretch of road. Marcus gripped the steering wheel, his jaw clenched, ready to shout about how he had warned them to leave earlier. That tight grip on the wheel stayed there for a long moment. The air inside the car was already warm, and now, with the engine silent, it began to grow thick and heavy. Outside, the road ran flat and empty in both directions. No other cars, no houses, just dry grass and a low fence that leaned to one side. Marcus stared straight ahead through the dusty windshield. His hands were still locked on the wheel. In his mind, the words were already forming the same words he always used when something went wrong. He wanted to remind everyone that he had asked to leave in the morning. He wanted to say that this delay, this heat, all of it, could have been avoided. Behind him, one of the children shifted in the seat. The younger one pulled the seatbelt away from her chest and held it there, unsure. Sarah sat in the front, with her hands folded tight in her lap. She kept her eyes down. Her shoulders were pulled up toward her ears, the way a person sits when they are waiting for a loud noise. Everyone in that car knew what usually came next. They had lived through Marcus's bad days before the rising voice, the red face, and the long list of warnings whenever something went wrong. In those moments, the children always went quiet, trying to stay out of sight, so they waited for it now. The older child watched the back of his father's head and held very still. But the shout did not come. Marcus opened his mouth, then closed it again. His eyes moved up to the rearview mirror, and in that small square of glass, he saw them. Two young faces, pale and afraid, watching him, waiting to see how bad this was going to get. Something in Marcus went quiet. The words he had been holding were still there, pushing at the back of his throat, but he did not let them out. He looked at his own hands on the wheel and slowly opened his fingers, one at a time. A long breath moved through his chest and out through his nose. His shoulders came down from where they had been. For a few seconds he stayed like that, facing forward. Inside, the frustration was still real. The heat was real. The bad timing was real. He let himself feel all of it, quietly, without sending it out into the car. He pressed his thumb against the side of the wheel and waited until the heat in his face began to fade. Then, without any sudden movement, he turned in his seat. He faced his family instead of the empty road. His eyes found the younger child first, then the older one, then Sarah. He gave them a small, steady look, the kind that says a person is here and is not going anywhere. In a low and even voice, he told them what was true. The car had stopped, and he was not sure yet what had gone wrong. He said it plainly, without dropping his voice into worry and without making it sound worse than it was. He did not reach for blame. He simply named the problem, the way a person names a thing they plan to handle. Sarah lifted her eyes. She had been ready for the storm, and the storm had not arrived. Her hands, still folded in her lap, loosened a little. She studied his face, checking it, the way a person checks the sky when they are not sure if the rain has truly passed. Marcus kept going, calm and clear. He gave them one step at a time. First, they would open the windows and let the hot air move. Next, he would call for help and find out how long the wait might be. And while they waited, he told the children they would share the snacks that were still in the bag by the door. Small things, simple things, things a child could hold on to. The change in the car was small at first, then it spread. The younger child let go of the seatbelt and let it slide back on its own. The older one leaned forward, no longer frozen, and asked a simple question about how long help would take. Marcus answered honestly, without any sharp edge in his voice, and the boy sat back, satisfied. One of the windows came down, and a slow line of warm air moved through the car. It was not cool, but it was movement, and movement felt like something changing for the better. Sarah reached into the bag by the door and passed the snacks to the back, one small packet at a time. A quiet returned to the car. But it was a different quiet now. Not the quiet of people bracing for a shout. The quiet of people who felt safe. Marcus made the call. While the phone rang against his ear, he glanced again at the mirror. The two faces that had been pale and afraid were calmer now. The younger one was already busy with a snack. The older one was looking out at the open land beside the road, curious instead of scared. Help was on the way, he told them. A truck would come, and it would take a while, but they were fine, and they would wait together. Sarah rested her hand lightly on his arm. She did not say much. She only held it there for a moment, and that small touch said more than a long speech ever could. Later, sitting in that hot car on the side of an empty road, Marcus thought about all the times he had let his quick anger speak for him. The engine had still died today. The trip had still gone wrong. None of that had changed. What had changed was the sound inside the car after it happened. Marcus realized that the broken engine did not decide what kind of afternoon this became. The words that followed it did. Another hard moment had arrived, uninvited and badly timed. But this time, the people in that car did not face it as strangers braced against each other. They faced it as a family, side by side, waiting for the same truck under the same wide sky.